Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you?
Welcome back to the Graveyard Shift Gratuitous Talk Horror. I'm here with my co-star Graham and my other co-star and our special guest, Kaylee.
Hey guys.
And Graham, do you want to announce today's topic?
So today we are talking about Scooby Doo on Zombie Island. Not really a scary movie, but I think one that had an impact on us both as kids.
I mean, if we were both as kids and growing up, there's probably people that was like a horror movie.
I'd be one of them.
I mean, it was very convincing for the time it came out.
I mean, I still think it looks good. The
It still
animation.
was good. Oh yeah, the animation is by far equal. How would you? This is probably the best out of the newer stuff.
They did
Oh, I
really
definitely
good,
take
yeah.
I definitely take it over the newer Scooby Doo stuff, but that's getting off topic.
And right
So
off the bat, cat issues.
Cat issues. Summarize the whole movie.
Yeah,
Cat issues.
cat issues. And again, like I said in
yeah,
the last episode, we have cats. This is going to be part of the podcast. And sure enough, it goes with today's topic. I'll let you deal with that.
Uh-huh. Yeah. While we don't have demon-possessed cats, we certainly have this calico that does love to cause chaos.
That is true.
but were the cats
Well,
demons? Because remember, they were on the ferry boat after the
no,
movie. They didn't.
they weren't demons. They were more of it was more of voodoo witchcraft.
Yeah, because they had the glowy eyes at the end.
Well,
And they,
those were demon cats, kind of. But
yeah,
the
but
women were nothing more than that's
well,
nothing more than voodoo magic.
the women, yeah, but the actual cats, they seem to be, let's say, magically enhanced, magically touched.
Maybe. So where do we want to
Yeah,
start off
maybe.
this movie?
So I kind of want to go like why this movie is so important for me, and I'm sure you
For
probably know where I'm
us?
going with this, Hayden.
How
Um,
important to us
well, no, I meant like
on your personal
why
point?
this movie really like for me. This is one of the biggest topics we've talked about because this movie had such an impact on my whole
Okay.
experience, and that is because of zombies. And zombies are my favorite genre in the whole franchise.
Okay. Now I remember why you were going to say that because I thought you were going to go completely different. And then when you mentioned zombies, I was like, yeah, that's true. You are a zombie fanatic.
Yes, so like my favorite show is Walking Dead. I love Night of the Living Dead. Anything zombie related, I am typically all for,
You
and it is
basically,
really to do because of this movie.
you're basically, I don't, you don't watch anime, but there's an anime of a boy who loves nothing but horror, and all he wants to do is date a zombie girl, have a zombie girlfriend. That is basically you.
Now, there was a zombie movie about that called Warm Bodies, and it's absolutely
That's the
horrible.
zombie boyfriend, not a zombie girlfriend.
Okay, but they date,
That is true, they do date.
and it was a very crappy movie, in my opinion.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
so this movie had a really big impact on me for that reason. And it's really one of the reasons why I always, I watch this movie once a year to remind myself, what started it all for me.
Hold on. You're gonna chime in, Kaylee.
Oh, yeah. It's, I don't have too much of a personal background because I am on this little podcast as a non-horror watcher, which is funny
That is true.
considering Scooby Doo was like my go-to. Scooby Doo was my childhood. If I wanted to let people know how serious I was about something, I would rate it next to Scooby Doo. Of like, I like this more than Scooby Doo, or this is so important, more important to me than Scooby Doo. And everyone else who knew me at that point would know. just how serious I was. But I remember Zombie Island being like, I had the movie, of course I did, because it was Scooby Doo related. Um, but that was one of the ones that scared me most when I was a child.
See, I just love it because I love the graphics and because it was the first actual horror based on just demasking zombie, like demasking people.
Yeah.
But the music was fantastic.
And
Yeah, I
I
think
want to talk
because
about the music later on, but I kind of want to go back to what you just said. And it being real, like a real threat. So one of the
Mhm.
things I love about this movie is they always they have the song at the beginning saying the ghost is here, it's just some creep in a mask. The movie really hammers down this whole it's your average Scooby Doo adventure, right?
Yeah.
And so they, then like the last 40 minutes of the movie, all of a sudden the danger's more real, and the zombies are real. It's not some creeping mask. Like the movie
Yeah.
just hammers that down to you, and it takes that away.
Yeah.
So that's like
I'd
one of the
s-
things I just. What were we gonna say?
no, I'm agreeing with you because the music definitely does like announce like what's happening and does pretty much reveal what's going on. But it was good for the choice. I'm just like, how do I word? I'm always at the point like, how do I want to word this?
Mhm.
The music quality was great. Now, if it was a Hex Girls,
I mean, you had
Yeah,
Hex
I know you
Girls with
like the heck those.
some
I,
of the other
I
movies.
mean the Hex Girls are in most of the movies, and the music for them is fantastic. I still love Earth, Wind, Fire, and Air.
Hmm. Yeah, and I
And I
think there
do
could
actually
be
want to
a
talk about.
tie.
I do
Talk about
want
Sorry,
what?
to
Grandma.
do that movie at some point too. I think
Oh,
it's
the
called
Witch
The
one?
Witch's Ghost or whatever it's called.
Yeah, the Witch's Ghost.
Yeah, I
Now
do want
that's
to do that
another one
movie
that
at some
takes
point.
place with what like that goes away from demasking. That was more
Yeah,
horror
yeah,
based.
exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah, so that I do
Yeah,
want to cover that movie at some point in time too.
and I think I would have to look it up, like which one came first, of like The Witch's Ghost or Zombie Island, because it's
Witch's
So
Ghost
it
interesting.
came.
was Zombie Island, Witch's
Yeah, Witch's
Ghost,
Ghost came second.
Okay, because it was
Alien
funny how
Invasion, and then Disciple Chase one.
right, yeah, because it's funny how the all the movies have some element of like this is a real monster that we're dealing with.
That also goes for the Bermuda Triangle one.
Yeah,
That
but
and
that one's not really scary
it's
per
not really
se.
scary. What's the Scooby Doo? The live action is just Scooby Doo.
Yeah, yeah, because the
Yeah, it's
first one
just
was
Scooby Doo.
Scooby Doo,
The
and the
live
second one's
action
like
one,
Yeah,
because
Monsters
that
on
was a
the
real
Leaf.
situation.
yeah, the
That one
live
was,
action
yes.
one was.
So that
But
counts.
really, I mean, Scooby Doo Zombie Island started it all.
Oh
It
yeah,
started all of it
it
because
really boosted.
Scooby Doo at that point in time wasn't like on air. There was no new episodes. It was all just reruns. And then
Yeah,
Hanna-Barbera decided to make the live action, or not live action, the Zombie Island movie.
yeah, it's true. To spice it up for with drawing the crowd again. Because how many shows did they go through before they even brought in that movie?
Uh,
What was that Phase 4?
the pup named Scooby
Because
Doo was the most
yeah,
recent one.
the pup named Scooby Doo was more of the '90s. The introduction to the '90s, because that went along with
Yes.
like the Goofy and Sons show and what other '90s shows? There's like the Tiny Toons.
Yeah, I what's new Scooby Doo was 2000s.
Yeah,
They did have actually um some real monsters and some other ones in the 19 like 80s or something. They
I'm
had the
sure they
Ghoul
did.
School.
Oh yeah,
Shaggy
the
turned
ghouls.
into a werewolf at one point in time.
They also had the Boo Brothers.
The Boo Brothers was one, yes.
I miss those. Though for some reason the Boo's Brothers, I think they might have done this on purpose, but every time I watch that, it always reminded me of Casper because Casper's
I can
uncles.
see that, yeah. Yeah. But going back to Zombie Island Hill, oh, I lost my train of thought actually.
Going back to Zombie Island.
Yeah, going back to Zombie Island, I mean, the zombies look scary, right?
I mean, when you first watch it, if you've never seen it, yeah, it does look scary. But when you get old and older, it's like, wow, these looked more convincing as a kid.
Oh yeah, and the sounds that they make. I remember just hearing them now, like it reminded me of when I was younger and hearing them, seeing them, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, like I hope I never have to encounter something like this if I go to a body of water or the soldier that comes out of the mirror."
That's true. And plus, including the noises that they make, Graham, you know that my family does a haunted house every Halloween, right?
Yeah.
So when we first started doing that, I actually had to dress up as a zombie or like a some form of undead trapped in like a stockade. I actually used that movie as a reference to making my voice as the character.
And then, you have the plot twist of the zombies actually being the good guys and
That
not
is true.
being evil as
That
they
was a
were.
big twist.
Mm-hmm.
It was, yes. For, as a kid, I mean, definitely was a big twist. And
I
then
mean,
you have the twist of Simone and Lena being the actual villains.
did you say Simone and not Simone?
Simone, yeah, that one, sorry. What did I say?
You said Simone, like Simon.
Yeah, well, you know who I'm talking about.
Yes, I know. I'm just teasing.
Yeah, because at the beginning, when you first are introduced to Lena, since you meet her first, she comes off very well as, someone who just happened to overhear Freddie and Daphne talking, as well as Velma. And it just says, "Oh, hey, I happen to work at like this island and there's a haunted mansion." And it's like, okay, that makes sense because they've been traveling all over. They're talking in public, and she's picking up groceries where they stop.
But isn't that basically like the typical thing in every Scooby Doo episode? Like someone introduces them to some situation or some situation starts by someone telling them.
Yeah, and usually they're a victim though
True.
of like, oh my gosh, like we're being terrorized. Or there's some connection to some place, like please help. And so she paints herself very well as like one of the victims or just a bystander. And so you meet her and she's like it's really sweet, really nice, a flirt. And then you meet Simone and she's seems to be very sophisticated, elegant, very much a cat person. um but she seems pretty pretty decent, and then you go through like all of this stuff and like they're very good at playing their part only to see at the end like things aren't adding up, and then they become like they reveal themselves as the masterminds behind all these disappearances.
I mean, when you first meet her, out on her porch and stuff, she seems very mysterious. I don't know if you ever got that vibe, but she seems like very mysterious, almost
For
untrustworthy.
who?
But then Simone,
Okay, for Simone, yeah, she's her character starts to shift. But when you get
yeah,
introduced to Mademoiselle, can't remember her name, it starts with an L,
Who?
Lena.
the owner of the Lena.
Oh,
Her character
Leona.
just comes off as very strict, like, ugh, I gotta deal with tourists
Yeah,
now.
that's what I mean. Like she seems like very mysterious in a way when you
What?
first meet her.
strict? You said Lena?
Yeah, Lena came off very strict. The blonde.
That's
Oh,
Simone.
that's
Lena
yeah.
is the
Oh,
flirty one
I
with
already got it.
Betty.
We just watched it and I got the characters mixed. Yeah,
Yes, you did.
Simone the blonde. Yeah, she just comes off very strict, but
For the most part, like she had seemed.
you're gonna have to deal with her.
I know, I will.
The
Uh,
cats are back in the room.
but she seemed, you know, she seemed decent at the whoops at the beginning. Um,
Oh yeah, she has her moments of being like a genuine person.
I mean, she let them stay in her mansion, like that's her home. And she's like, "Oh yeah, if you guys would like, you could, no, you can stay." And your dog just terrorized all my cats, but that's okay. We'll do like that. We can adjust. Um, she is strict, but at the same time, it's almost like, holy crap, like that you would not meet someone like that in today's society.
No.
Oh, no.
Anybody who's more welcome to like, oh yeah, you can stay to random guests is more of like, yes, I'm gonna kill you in today's world. That's basically what happened almost.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, yeah. And so, I mean, you have those two characters, but then you also have Jock, the ferry driver
Yeah,
person.
Jacques the Fair Jar.
What are your thoughts on
Who
him?
again, the favorite line of his is when he they tell him to turn around the fair and he's like, "This thing don't turn on no dime." I quote that still today because I love that line.
Hmm. Well, it's funny how they introduce Jacques too, because they put him in contrast with the other guy who is the owner of Mojo, the Fisher guy. Mojo's the
The
pig.
local fisherman.
Yeah, because that guy
We'll give
seems
him his
like
name.
so cranky
I
and
can't remember.
so strict.
It's like Snake Eye, I think it's called. But
Well, you
yeah,
keep going.
Jacques and Snake Eye, I believe that's his name. Jacques comes off very cheerful and joyful, and then he's got a weird, sinister, like that people don't come out of here kind of vibe when he talks to the crew, and then you come introduced to this fisherman who just seems like, yeah, I hate tourists and I hate people that constantly come into this uh
By
into
you.
the bayou. But then they go like, he seems like a pleasant character. He might be the main reason why we're here. And they're like, but why did he save you?
Yeah. And I love that about, and not just this movie, but other Scooby Doo movies, try throwing you off the scent quite a bit. And
Oh
this
yeah,
one does a really good job on making like other characters seem like they're the real threat.
yeah, that's true.
Because then you also have Bo as a character.
Yeah, Bo comes off very annoyed with his bosses, which gives you the impression like, oh, he's probably the bad guy.
Right. And then it turns out his actual bosses are the bad people.
Yeah, which usually either happens or doesn't happen in some of the other shows, because usually it's like the boss is the bad guy trying to destroy a business to collect money or something. But then you have actual bosses
Right.
that just want to murder people.
And normally it's, uh, people or bosses who want to collect money or something in Scooby
Yeah.
Doo.
What you doing? Um,
What else do you
so
want to mention about this one?
well, let's compare it to hmm. Okay, how about this? In today's society, do you think this movie if it came out today, would it get good ratings?
I don't know. I want to say no, just because now, parents
Everything's
tend
so
to avoid
sensitive.
this type of violence and stuff.
I mean, it's not really that violent if you look at it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I guess not violent, but like graphic wise, like
Graphic.
you see the two ladies like melting at the end, and then you
Well,
see the
okay, if
zombies
you're
and
referring
stuff.
to the whole decaying scene,
Yeah,
it's more of just like kids are gonna cheer like, "Yay, the bad guys are losing," than just
I mean, yeah,
if you have
but
very sensitive parents that think like, "Oh my God, this shows death," then there's something wrong with um parents today.
parents do want to avoid that type of stuff. I mean, I work in childcare. I've seen it. So,
I mean, we
like
both worked in
parents tend,
childcare.
yeah, but I work in childcare currently.
You currently work in it,
Yeah,
but
so parents try to avoid that type of stuff. All parents didn't really. Don't want to say didn't care, but they
they were more loose.
then yes, loose.
They were more loose and lenient, and actually focused on what was being watched instead of worrying about what it showed.
Right.
I mean,
For you,
my mom loved Scooby Doo before I was born. She even got me hooked on it. That was the reason why I started watching Scooby Doo as a child, because she always turned it on. That and Courage.
I don't know why I got into Scooby Doo.
I just got into Scooby Doo because my mom always picked that out for my brother and I to watch. I think my very first Scooby Doo movie was Creeper. Jeepers, it's the Creeper.
Was that a movie or an episode?
That was an episode. That was one of the earlier episodes. That was the one where they had a barn dance, they had the milk shack. It was like an early show, an early episode. Because along with
Yeah, I've
that,
seen that
with
one.
Redbeard, the Mummy, the what else was? Because I have these all on one tape. There was a robot, the robot guy, and then there was hey
Coin.
coin. That was the Mummy.
Yeah.
Coin, coin. And then you
See,
have
I remember
the scuba diver.
like the earliest ones I remember watching. I watched Pirates of Ahoy a lot because
Okay.
I really liked that one. And then there was the um oh, what is it?
Sorry if you hear purring, people. I have a cat in my arms.
Um, the one in Mexico.
The one in Mexico. The chupacabra?
Yes, I remember
Chupacabra.
watching that one a lot.
Is the
I
chupacabra the one in
watched,
Mexico?
yeah, yeah, that was the one in Mexico. And then I watched Ghoul School a lot.
Oh, yeah, Goose School's old.
Hmm. I never really watched Boo Brothers like you did, though.
See, I think I've watched Boo Brothers more than I watched Goose School. Because the ones with
Yeah, for me
Scrappy
it's
were
the
fun.
opposite.
Scrappy was a fun
Uh,
additional character. I take him over all of like Scooby's cousins and brothers and sisters.
Fail. Yeah, yeah. Um,
Except
and
for when
what
they
was
painted
the other
him
one
as a
that I
bad
watched a
guy.
lot?
But kind of funny that they painted him as a bad guy.
Painted who?
Scrappy. Because throughout the
Yeah,
shows,
they.
he's a good guy, but then in the live action, ends up being the bad guy, which is kind of a funny twist.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I need to rewatch the live action one actually.
And
It's
you
been
know
a
me, I still
while.
got it.
Oh, I
I
have
just,
it. I have it. I got a DVD collection of both ones.
I still got to get you to watch the earlier stuff because I have the VHS tape that has all the earlier episodes of the original stuff.
I've seen the audio episodes.
You just said you didn't know Jeepers Creepers was an early one.
No, I thought you said movie when you said that.
Oh no,
I was like,
I
no,
meant the
that's a
show.
episode.
Hey! Don't bite me. Can you get her off of me? Because she's wailing and scratching and biting. I don't know what her deal is.
And Cyber Chase I watch a lot too.
Oh, Cyber Chase. Yeah, most iconic. That one was a very odd twist. I thought it was going to be like a demasked guy in the game, but no, it actually turned out to be a real virus.
Right. And
But
all four of those movies, Cyber Chase, Alien Invasion, Witches, Ghost, and then Zombie Island all deal with like real life, scary monsters.
yeah, I will admit that in the Cyber Chase one, I like how they included the off-brand Scooby Doo with the red T-shirt Shaggy
Yes,
and the red
yes,
collar Scooby.
yes. I think that whole ending scene is like one of my favorites, honestly, from the entire franchise.
Yeah, let's say bye to our counterparts. And then you have the alien one was the one where Shaggy and Scooby fall in love with aliens, right?
Yes, that's groovy. Um,
Yeah,
when Shaggy sings groovy.
yeah. I've watched a couple times, but I never like got hooked on it. But I will admit it's fun to watch.
It is, and I'd be in a mood to watch that one. Like Zombie Island, I can watch anytime. Which is familiar, I can watch anytime.
Yeah. Recently, the some of the newer Scooby Doo, I will admit, are pretty good. Not the whole Velma series.
No, 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 no.
No,
We talked about that one.
no, we're not going to talk about that one. But I'm talking about more of like where was it? The Scooby Doo like the Scooby when Scooby Doo introduces like famous people like the Harlem Globetrotters, Batman, when they do crossovers. One of my favorite ones is the Kiss one because I like Kiss music and I like the band. But when they do the crossover with them, Freddy's like the most.
It's been a
Who
while
the heck is the
since I
Kiss?
see that one.
What is? Oh, you haven't seen that one?
No, I have, I believe.
You
I
believe?
remember watching it as a kid, I think.
Okay. Well, it's not.
Um,
It didn't come out when we were. I mean, they did one when we were a kid, but the newer one is not bad.
and then there was the new one, Scooby Doo meets Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yeah, that was an adorable crossover because that was like a farewell to Muriel because that came after, before or after the voice of Muriel passed away.
That was her last,
That was her last movie.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, which I'm glad they did a little send off to her, but it was very sad.
it was.
For another um movie that I like. Now this one also ties in like this is a real thing that's going on. So like Zombie Island is the Scooby Doo Halloween movie where they actually deal with the Pumpkin King, I mean the Goblin King, and dealing with
Oh,
the
I don't think
supernatural
I've seen that
world.
one actually.
Oh, if
Is
you
that
haven't,
the
dude,
Trick or
I
Treat one?
love that one. What?
What is it called?
Ah. I gotta look it up.
There's like a
Oh, you
Trick
mean?
or Treat one.
No, it's not Trick or Treat. It's like Scooby Doo Zombie King or something. Not Zombie King, Goblin King. God dang, we're talking about the whole zombie island. It is Scooby Doo and the Goblin King. That's where the rest of the group turns into creatures. They gotta deal with the Goblin King return. The go They just deal with the supernatural Halloween world. And since you and I are Halloween fanatics, I love the Halloween traditions. I like to live by the Halloween traditions on Halloween, and that ties into that movie. Like they do some of the Halloween traditions,
Oh, I've
and
seen
also
that
like how
one.
they.
Like the cover art looks familiar,
Well,
but
I'd
I
say
don't
rewatch
know
it
if
if
I.
you haven't.
Is it on any services?
My favorite character is Jack from the movie because even though he's the headless horseman's head, he's a funny character. He likes to make pumpkin jokes. It's hilarious.
Hold on. I'm trying to look this up.
Yo, I need to send it to you?
No, I'm trying to see if it's on a streaming service.
It's on Max. I got it pulled up. It's on Max and Hulu. And Boomerang, if you have Boomerang, which I'm surprised that's still up, even though they just decided to kill Cartoon Network.
Well, Boomerang, the app has like all of the streams, like old cartoons.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that Cartoon Network is now dead because they decided to kill Cartoon Network,
Yeah.
which, in my opinion, is stupid. They should have kept it going.
Yeah, but a lot of the cartoons weren't as good.
Well, that's because they should have gone back to how it was instead of changing it to today's.
No, I agree. I agree.
All the
Um,
snowflakes in the world decided to ruin it. You haven't said a word in a while. You can chime in.
You guys have a flow going.
What you doing?
Go.
You're playing with colors? Okay.
what else do you want to say about Zombie Island?
Um, how would you rate it amongst all of them? Amongst
Oh, it's easy.
all the animated movies, where would you rate
Easy,
that?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10? Okay. What about the
It's
music?
Oh, 10 out of 10. I still listen to Tail Time around Halloween. Actually, I listen to Tail Time anytime I want. Tail
I still
Time's
have
an
it on my house.
awesome song.
Oh yeah, but I'd have that one as a 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 because I still have the Hex Girls because I like the Earth, Fire, and Wind song that goes next hand in
See,
hand to
my
that one.
favorite Hex Girl song is I Want to Put a Spell on You.
See, that's another good one, but I'd put that one down to 8.
I don't know, I always get stuck in my head. I'm a Hex Girl and I'm going to put a spell on you. That is
Yeah, because
always
wasn't
stuck
that
in my
their
head.
intro? Wasn't that the very first song that they used?
It was in Witch's Ghost. I don't know if it was the
I know.
first one or the last one. No, the last one was Earth, Wind, and Fire, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think they use them so much, and then in the new series that they not the newest Scooby Doo show, not where they scrambled the characters or switch races for all the characters. The it's the one where the Mystery Inc. is like a recurring group where like Scooby Doo is like the key to why the world's
Mystery
supernatural.
Inc. Incorporated?
That one. The Hex Girls are in that one,
Okay, I didn't know that.
but
I never watched.
they're not the usual Hex Girls that we grew up with, but they are Hex Girls.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I think I do like the Hex Girls. I'm gonna put a spell on you, and then Tail Time. The Ghost's Tales are really iconic song,
Yeah.
and it all came from this era of Scooby Doo.
Yeah, this era of Scooby Doo was by far the best out of all. Well, for
Well,
our generation,
yes
other
and
people might
no.
have a different opinion.
Of all generation, yes, but I still love the classic stuff.
Oh, I do too. I still would like to watch like a pup named Scooby Doo because I will admit I sing the intro to that one.
I
No, I
the
might
intro
not
to
do it
that
around
one
you,
actually.
Kaylee, but I do sing in my head. Scooby Doo, Scooby Doo.
And now we turn into a musical.
Eh.
No, no more singing, Hayden.
No, I just did it for her.
I'm
She's
trying to
not
think
get
if
hiccups.
there's anything else that I want to
Kaylee,
say.
is there anything you would like to add to this movie?
For Zombie Island?
Yeah. Or just anything to tie in with it.
really comes to mind.
Well, give us your ratings. You didn't give us your ratings. We did ours.
Mm-hmm.
So come on.
All right. Let's see. Try... Now that I'm put on the spot, I'm blanking on the movies.
Well,
What is Zombie Island? What would you rate Zombie Island?
yeah, what would you rate Zombie Island?
I feel like it's still tied into my childhood fear of the movie, but it was always very good. Like I didn't mind watching it today, and it's funny the difference between how I viewed Zombie Island when I was like 5 versus how I view it now. Um, I think it's a good movie. It ties in well, and especially it gives the gang their first peek into, oh my gosh, supernatural stuff is real. And I think that was part of what scared me when I was a kid because it was no longer a man behind the mask or a woman behind the mask. It was real monsters.
Hey, you hitting the desk, or was that Chai behind me?
It's me.
Okay. Ah. So what would you rate the music?
The music was good. Like was it matched the mood very well and set a tone, especially in the action portions, which you expect in a movie. Um, but yeah, I think it matched pretty well.
She's like waiting for a chance to jump on you.
Oh, I know. I think the cats were the funniest part. Being
Yeah,
a cat owner
yeah. I was gonna say
myself with
you,
a dog.
you're our cat owner. We are cat owners, and we do have a dog, and
So it was interesting seeing uh, the dynamics and being like, oh, that looks familiar.
yeah, we live with that. A dog chasing cats.
Yeah. Well, and
Not all the
Milo's
time.
not bad.
No.
But yeah, it is funny the first couple times when he was in the house, where it was like, oh my gosh, the cats, get that dog to stop chasing the cats.
And now he's just relaxing, chilling with them.
He's chilling, the cats, especially Cloud, will play with them, tease them, bad at them, kind of like how the cats treated Scooby, and Scooby was more like, oh, these are my enemies, where Milo is just like, I'd like to come up and say hi, please. I would like pets, please. Please don't pet the cats and not me.
Oh yeah, he loves to. I want affection more than they do.
Yeah, but the cats are very much like how the cats would jump it up to Simone. Um, you know, Even right now, Chai is coming up and it's like, wants to be around and it's like, I'm the owner of the house, and anything that disrupts that is not good.
She's talking to her usual meow because she thinks you're on the phone.
Hmm.
I mean, I think it's just such an iconic movie,
Yeah.
and it's one of the greats, and it will go
Yes.
down as one of the greats.
Yes. If you mention Scooby Doo today, a lot of people of our generations would definitely bring up Zombie Island or anyone before.
Oh yeah,
Anyone
oh yeah. I
after is gonna
mean,
be like, "What is Zombie Island?"
Hmm. I think it's
I mean,
funny because I was thinking about this earlier while we were watching it. Like, if you were to just stick with the bare bones of like what happens in this movie, you've got yourself a really good horror movie. But as soon as you say Scooby Doo, like immediately you think of comic relief, not real kids movie, and so it's watered down. But if you stick with like what actually is going on and what happens, it's terrifying.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like if they
I
want to
mean,
remake it, but
Oh yeah. If
away
they
from the like Scooby Doo characters and like the comedy that we all know it for, um, I could see this being like a top grade horror movie.
now if they were to
but
make
they
this into
didn't
the
make it.
live action cast, this would definitely be the best choice to do.
Hmm.
But they did like do the whole return to Zombie Island.
They did.
Yeah, it's not any good. I only watched like the
Yep.
bits and pieces of it.
I don't
It was
remember ever
absolutely
seeing that.
terrible. I
What was
would
so
not
terrible
recommend it.
about it?
They basically said it was all fake, and that it was actually real, and the animation wasn't as good,
Hmm.
I'm gonna
and
look
they
this
just
up
like
because I
redid
don't
the entire
remember.
story.
Oh wow, they did do a. Oh wow, the animation style is even poor too.
Yeah.
They tried to modernize it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is with like the newer animation styles.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't good. They basically just said, all of it was fake, none of it was real. It was all like a big play, I think.
Uh-huh. That's just disturbing. Yeah, it's a good thing I never watched that one.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't know about.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it. But
Neither.
when was it remade?
I just pulled it up. Give me a sec.
Recently, I want to say 18 or 19.
2019. 2019.
2019.
It must have been that bad that I don't even recall it.
Yeah. Right, closing thoughts, you two?
If anybody from Warner Brothers or anybody in the Hanna-Barbera company is listening to this podcast by any chance, please make the live action cast to Zombie Islands based off the original movie.
It would be really good.
Oh
I mean, it
yeah,
would.
dude, everybody would go out and buy tickets for that. Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah. No, you and I would
That
be open-eyed. At least I would
we
be.
hey, dude, that would be like such a gold mine to come out of. And hey, we would like our little percentage of this. Getting your
Oh,
thoughts, Kaylee? Any final thoughts?
Yeah.
Not really. Graham, what are your final thoughts?
I have nothing. I said everything I need to say about this one. The music's good. It was a big influence on me, especially my favorite subgenre of the horror. So yeah.
All right.
Alright, so remember, this is the Graveyard Shift, where two idiots talk about horror. Goodbye, everyone.
All right.